Yo, 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 yo. What it is, what it do, people of America. What's going on, man? So it's over. The election, for all intents and purposes, is over. Now, congratulations to President-elect Biden and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris. Um, Congratulations on getting a historic win. We have our first African American and our first Indian American, all in the same person. First female vice president. Um, this is big. This is big. I'm not gonna like go all Van Jones on y'all and cry and stuff because y'all know I'm from the streets, and I gotta maintain my stellar reputation as the anyway. Um, but this is dope. This is dope. What up, nigga? This is dope. I wanted to talk about what happens now. Where do we go from here? Um, the first thing is we all know that President Trump has already filed several lawsuits in at least 4 states regarding what up, Kenny? Regarding the results, disputing the accuracy of the results, and so he's doing that. So we have to go through that process, but none of that delays what's already been done. None of that delays the fact that over 144 million people, over 144 million people casted votes in this election. That is astronomical. That is amazing. That is something that we should all, Republicans, Democrats, Independents, Green Party, Tea Party, whatever, we should be able to stand behind, stand up and applaud. We have to stand up and applaud this nation for answering the call when it came to getting to the polls. Truth be told, even if Trump would have won, I still would have been so proud of those numbers just by sheer volume. That's amazing. 144 million people cast ballots. That's something I'm proud of. That's something that makes me proud as an American, regardless of my partisan beliefs. I think that's something that we should all be proud of. Something else I'm proud of, to see the Black community be so politically engaged during this election cycle. Now, were there people who, didn't, vote? Sure, there definitely were people who didn't vote. And I believe there will always be people that didn't vote. We'll never get to a place of the nation where we're at 100% voting. Whether you're Black, white, Asian, Hispanic, whatever. We'll never see that. But to see so many Black people, I got my Black and Educated shirt today, just to see so many Black people this politically engaged in the political process, that whether you believe it or not, impacts your life on a daily basis, locally, on a local level, on a statewide level, national level. You are impacted by what's happening every November when we vote. So, Jay asked, what happens next? Well, I'll tell you what can't happen next. We can't say we won and then go back to not caring. We can't say we won and go back to not caring. Ryan, I'll get to your point in a second. We can't just say, oh, we did it, we won. Because in a lot of ways, that's what happened in 2008. In 2008, Barack Obama became president. We danced in the streets. We celebrated, we cried in our homes. We were so happy to have a black president. And then we went away. We didn't vote in the midterm elections. We didn't vote. We came out and we voted in the presidential election again, and then we didn't vote in the midterm elections. And in that time, we lost the Senate and we lost the House of Representatives. We left him to deal with a Senate majority led by a man who said his only purpose was to make President Obama a one-term president. That was his only purpose. By doing that, we laid the groundwork for what became the Trump presidency. Understand that. Understand that. Now, that doesn't solely fall at the feet of black people, of course. But when I'm talking about that, I'm talking about Democrats in general. So what has to happen next is we have to coalesce around the idea that there's still so much more work to be done. The first thing that we have to do is identify what the things are that is going to support our communities, that is going to uplift and elevate the causes and the issues that we care about. And we're going to have to make sure that all of the elected officials, locally, statewide, nationally, understand what it is that we need. Not what we want, not what we're requesting. No, what we need. We can't sit around and expect these people who don't live in our neighborhoods, who don't go to our schools, who don't drive on our roads, to empathize or to do things for us without us telling them this is what we require. Not on some we're holding the party hostage, but the days of just saying, oh, that's a Democrat, so I'm voting for him. She's a Democrat, so I'm voting for her. Those days got to be over. Those days have to be over. And that's across the board, not just black people. I know I mention black people a lot when I talk because I'm a black man and that's what I got. But as a people, we have to decide, no, not playing that game. I'm not just voting for the D. By D, I mean the Democrat D. I'm not just voting blue. I'm not just voting blue. No. No. We have to become more knowledgeable on the issues, and we have to vote for the candidates who support the issues that we care about. And then once we vote for those people, we hold them accountable to what they say. Now, President-elect Biden said he has this Lift Every Voice plan. I am holding him accountable to making sure that every aspect of the Lift Every Voice plan is implemented. Every aspect. I'm going to tell you what I mean. In 2016, President Trump ran with two major promises. Two, right? One, he's going to build a giant wall. Mexico's going to pay for it. We've talked about this. He's going to build a giant wall, right? Mexico's going to pay for it. Two, he's going to repeal and replace Obamacare with something better. Obamacare, also known as the Affordable Care Act. Neither thing happened. He never got the wall. Instead, what he did was send more troops to the border, which ended up putting children in cages. No wall. No wall. And definitely no wall paid for by Mexico. 2, they stripped the Affordable Care Act so that it would be less effective and never replaced it with anything. Right? So based on that, based on those 2 things, I realized that any plan that was proposed, I can hold him accountable for. Because I've already seen that the promises that he makes, he doesn't keep. See how that works? So now, you have to lift every voice plan. Put it out there, you ran on it, you said that's your plan for the Black community. Well, I will be looking for evidence of the lift every voice plan being implemented. I'll be looking for that. I'll be looking for I'll be looking for, there's a lot of static. I'm sorry, hold on 1 second. Give me 1 second, I got you. Let's see. Is that better? Sounding messing up. I want to go out and come back in real quick. Hopefully y'all can hear me. No mic's on. I'm going to be looking for, right? I'm going to be looking for, you can't hear me? If you can hear me, say, no, there's feedback. All right. Give me 1 second. Any better? Any better? Is that any better? Let me make sure if I keep going. Is that any better? All right, cool. Cool. So the things I'm looking for, right? I'm looking for Biden to keep his word when it comes to the Lift Every Voice plan. Got to do it. Got to do it. Every single thing. I'm looking for accountability on that. If in 4 years, if in 3 years, 2 years, we have not seen anything from the Lift Every Voice plan come, I'm gonna be telling you to get him out of there. I'm gonna be telling you to get him out of there. I'm gonna be looking for him to fix the Affordable Care Plan, Care Act plan, which he says he has the plan to do, which is built into his budget to do. I'm gonna be looking for that. He better, because if he don't, I'm gonna be saying get him out of here. All this stuff they talked about, making sure we're restoring voters' rights, making it easier for people to vote in 2024. I'll be looking for that. And you better do it. Because if you don't, get him out of here. I'm going to hold him accountable. But guess who else I'm going to hold accountable? I'm holding Lindsey Graham accountable. Yep. Holding Tim Scott accountable. Yep. Holding Nancy Mace accountable. Yep. I'm holding my mayor accountable. I'm holding my city councilman accountable. I'm holding my county council accountable. Council accountable. Holding myself accountable. Because they work for us. Understand that. You have to hold your state. You have to. Oh, you already know. DeVos is gone. DeVos is gone. Oh, that's another thing. Thank you for bringing that up. Cabinet. We know what we've seen in terms of the Donald Trump cabinet. I'm not just looking for diversity in the cabinet. I'm looking for Black women to be on the cabinet. Because Black women have been saving the Democratic Party for a really long time now. Black women have been saving, I'll say it again. Black women have been saving the Democratic Party for a very long time now. And I'm glad to see Kamala in that seat. But understand, it is time. It is time for us to see some real representation in that cabinet. It is time to see some real representation in that cabinet. And I will also say this. If Stacey Abrams is not in the presidential cabinet, I will be shocked. She earned that spot. I don't know where you're going to put her. I don't know what she's going to do. She better be in the cabinet. These are the things that I'm looking for. What does success look like? What does success look like for us in 4 years? What does success look like for us in 4 years? In 4 years. In 4 years, we have to identify that. Because it's hard to measure something. It's hard to tell if something's going the right way if you don't have a way to measure it. So for you, it may be something different. Maybe you need to write those things down today so that when you're voting in 4 years, you can identify, okay, if these things are happening, and we're in a better place than we were in 2020. I mean, it doesn't take a whole lot to be better than 2020. 2020 sucks. But we have to identify what those things are. I want to say one more thing and I'm going to get out of here. Black community. The other thing that we have to do is we have to start supporting our candidates. Our Black candidates. So many of our Black candidates run and are extremely under-supported. And because they're extremely under-supported, they either A, lose because they have a lack of financial support to do the things they need to do to be elected, or two, they end up having to run. They have to run to other communities to get financial backing. When you run to these other communities and these other organizations and these super PACs, and these people who may not have the Black community's interest at heart, they are beholden to those people. We have to support our candidates financially if we believe them. Not just, and I don't mean just like Black person running, so make sure we get them. No. People that we really believe have the interest of the Black community. And sometimes that candidate may not be a non-Black person, but I'm specifically talking about when our Black candidates run, we have to realize that we have power, and our power extends beyond the vote. The Black candidates don't have enough money to run commercials. Y'all see what it all takes to run for office. You gotta buy these little signs. Signs cost like $200-$300 a piece. The little signs, the big signs, cost even more. All right, they gotta, they have to be able to get from point A to point B to speak at all these different places. When we're not in a world where everything is going, they have to be able to buy billboards. I've seen candidates on billboards. They have to be able to run commercials. They have to be able to pay staff. All of those things are things that we can financially back if we want to see our candidates. But understand, when we don't do that, we risk the authenticity of our candidates. We risk the opportunity to have candidates that are truly beholden to the Black community. I'll give you an example. Tim Scott. People may say, "Oh, Tim Scott doesn't do anything for the Black community." Yeah, I also say that. But what I will say is this: Tim Scott is not supported by the Black community, so he doesn't feel like he owes the Black community anything. But the candidates who have been supported by the Black community, they fight for the Black community. Martin Darvis fights for the Black community. Fights for the Black community. He's not beholden to anybody else. Crystal Matthews fights for the Black community. And even they, right, really operate on really minuscule budgets, really small budgets. I mean, compared to people that they run against. I mean, if you get a chance, campaign budgets, campaign finances are public information. Look it up and see how much money these people are getting. How much money people are spending on these campaigns. Not cheap. But when that money comes from other communities, they become beholden to those other communities. If we want to see our Black candidates run, our children, tell our children you can be president one day, right? How are our children be president? If we can't even put $100 behind it collectively, right? Each of us pay $100 into these things to make sure that the candidates have what they need to be successful. If we can't do that, how can our children be president? We can't. So something to think about. So to me, that's where we go from here. We get organized and we get ready to run in 2022. 2022 is coming. 2020 election is now behind us. 2022 is coming. And if you think that the people who were supporters of Trump, the people who represented things that we did not agree with, are just going to take this and go sit in a corner and chill, you are sadly mistaken. You are sadly mistaken. Right now, I promise you, something crazy is going to happen. We've seen this movie. Keep your eyes peeled. Be safe. There are some people that to them, this meant everything. Their world is crushed. They are willing to do whatever it takes. Remember, Abraham Lincoln was killed by a person who disagreed with him being reelected, because he was reelected. Then he was killed. So, I pray for this nation. I pray for you. And I hope that we learn from this. I hope we learn from this. And I hope that we come out of this better than we went into it. That is my hope. I hope for you. I hope for me to be better than I was the day before. All right, that's what I got. God bless y'all. Y'all have a good night. Watch some football. Hug your kids. God is good. Peace.